There's a tablet that millions of people take every morning, believing it's protecting them from discomfort. It's small, simple, and often prescribed without much thought. But what if I told you this same tablet could quietly be weakening your bones, lowering key nutrients like iron, magnesium, and vitamin B12, and even increasing your risk of certain infections in the gut? You might be taking it yourself right now, or know someone who does. The truth is, that little capsule, called Omeprazole, was never meant to be taken forever. Yet in many countries, it's one of the most commonly used drugs year after year. Today, I'm going to explain what really happens when you stay on omeprazole long term, why so many people struggle to come off it, and what you can actually do, safely, to fix heartburn without relying on it for life. Welcome to the channel. I'm a medical doctor in the UK, and before we begin, please take a moment to let me know in the comments whether you have ever heard of omeprazole by simply typing yes or no. Let's start with something that affects almost 1 in 3 adults, acid reflux, or heartburn. That burning feeling in your chest after a meal or when you lie down isn't just annoying, it's a sign that stomach contents are moving where they shouldn't. Normally, there's a tight ring of muscle at the bottom of your food pipe, the lower esophageal sphincter. It opens to let food into your stomach, then closes to keep acid out. When that valve becomes weak or relaxes at the wrong time, acid escapes upward and irritates the lining of your esophagus. That's what causes the burning sensation. For some people, it happens occasionally. For others, it's every single day, disturbing sleep, ruining meals, and really affecting quality of life. So it's not surprising that millions reach for acid-blocking tablets for relief. Omeprazole, known by names like Losec or Prilosec, belongs to a group of drugs called proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs. Others in the same family include Lansoprazole, Pantoprazole, and Esomeprazole. They all work by shutting down the acid-producing pumps in the stomach. They're powerful, fast, and genuinely life-saving for certain conditions, like stomach ulcers, Barrett's esophagus, or severe reflux disease. But here's the problem. These tablets were designed for short-term use, usually 4 to 8 weeks. Yet many people end up taking them for years, sometimes even decades, without review. Recent UK guidance published in 2025 warns that long-term use of PPIs can cause real issues. When you block acid for too long, you also block its normal roles, digesting food, absorbing nutrients, and protecting you from harmful bacteria. Calcium and magnesium absorption drop, which can weaken your bones and raise the risk of fractures. Iron and vitamin B12 levels can fall, leading to tiredness and anemia. And because stomach acid also kills bacteria, long-term suppression has been linked with higher risks of infections like C. diff and even pneumonia. There's also emerging evidence that years of PPI use can disturb your gut microbiome and may affect kidney health. Now, these are associations, not guarantees, but the message is clear. These drugs are excellent short-term tools and not for long-term use. So why do people get stuck on them? Because when they try to stop, the heartburn often comes roaring back, sometimes worse than before. That's called rebound acid hypersecretion. Here's what happens. After months of blocking acid, the stomach responds by producing more acid-making cells. When you suddenly stop the tablets, all those cells switch on and acid levels surge. You feel awful, assume your reflux is back, and restart the pills, and the cycle continues. But this can be broken, safely. If you've been on omeprazole for more than a few months, don't just stop cold turkey. The NHS now recommends reviewing the need for PPIs every 4 to 8 weeks. If there's no strong reason to continue, like an ulcer or Barrett's esophagus, you can gradually reduce the dose. For example, take 20 milligrams daily for a few weeks, then every other day for another 2 weeks, then stop. If you do get rebound symptoms, you can use alginates or short-term H2 blockers to smooth the transition. These steps let your stomach readjust naturally while keeping discomfort under control. Let's talk about what you can do at home to help reflux settle. First, meal timing matters more than you think. Try to finish eating at least 3 hours before bed. Late or heavy dinners are one of the biggest causes of nighttime reflux. If you go to bed around 11 p.m., aim to finish dinner by 8. Keep it lighter, smaller portions, less fat, because fatty foods slow digestion and keep the stomach full longer. If you can, make lunch your main meal instead and have something lighter in the evening. Second, watch your posture. Many people sit up after eating, but then slump forward on the sofa, which actually squeezes the stomach and pushes acid upward. Instead, take a gentle 10-minute walk or sit upright with your back straight. At night, raise the head of your bed by about 15 to 20 centimeters. Stacking extra pillows won't work. They just bend your neck. Use blocks under the bed frame or a proper wedge pillow so gravity can do the job for you. Third, use simple physical remedies that help your body protect itself. Chewing sugar-free, non-mint gum after meals increases saliva, and saliva is your natural antacid. It contains bicarbonate that neutralizes acid in the esophagus. A small glass of warm water after meals can also help wash acid back into the stomach. Avoid peppermint or citrus teas as they can relax the valve, but soothing options like chamomile or licorice root tea, the DGL form, can coat the esophagus and encourage healing. Fourth, think about alginate-based products such as Gaviscon Advance. They don't stop acid production. They form a gentle raft that sits on top of the stomach contents and blocks reflux from rising. They work within minutes and can be used safely long-term after big meals or before bed. They're especially helpful while you're tapering off Omeprazole. Now, let's look at habits that truly make a difference. Avoid huge portions and don't gulp down big drinks with meals. Sip water between meals instead. Loosen tight belts or waistbands after eating. You'll be amazed how much that helps. Smoking relaxes the sphincter, so quitting can make reflux far less frequent. And cutting down alcohol or caffeine, especially in the evening, helps your stomach empty faster. When you sleep, lie on your left side. The stomach sits mainly to the left of center, so this position keeps acid below the esophagus and reduces nighttime reflux. It's simple, free, and surprisingly effective. And finally, look after stress and sleep. When you're tense or sleep deprived, your gut becomes more sensitive to acid. Simple breathing exercises, stretching, or short evening walks can calm your body and help digestion work properly. If you've been taking omeprazole for a long time, you might also want to check your blood levels of vitamin B12, iron, magnesium, and calcium. Don't start supplements blindly. Get them tested first. Then focus on food sources, dairy or fortified alternatives for calcium, leafy greens and nuts for magnesium, lean meats and pulses for iron, and eggs or fish for B12. So, what's the safe plan moving forward? Step 1. Talk to your general practitioner or pharmacist. Ask, can we review my omeprazole? Do I still need it? Step 2. Taper slowly over 2 to 4 weeks instead of stopping suddenly. Step 3. Use alginates or a short course of H2 blockers to handle rebound. Step 4. Make the simple lifestyle tweaks we've just talked about. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate acid completely, it's to keep it where it belongs. Stomach acid is vital for digestion, nutrient absorption, and protection from infection. We just don't want it climbing upward. Let's be clear, omeprazole is not a bad drug. It's an excellent medicine when used properly, but when it's used indefinitely, it can quietly cause more harm than good. Over 10 million prescriptions are written every year in the UK alone, and many are never reviewed. By following these steps, you can work with your doctor to step down safely, prevent rebound, and give your body a chance to return to normal digestion. If you take omeprazole or similar tablets like Nexium, Lansoprazole, or Pantoprazole, share this video with someone who does. It might help them avoid long-term side effects and start that conversation with their GP. Let me know in the comments how long you've been taking it and whether anyone ever told you it was only meant for short-term use. Thanks for watching, and if you want more tips on a longer, healthier life, watch the video on the screen now.